Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first episode of Cultured Network. Today, we are going to be talking about on whether or not is anime really fun to watch or not. So first off, let me ask Mr. Allen Senpai 17 here. What do you think about the topic regarding anime on whether or not is it fun to watch or not at all? So, what is your ideologies when it comes to that?
For me, anime is fun. It's fun to watch, and
Yes.
it's very entertaining because of how portray the stories and cultures and stuff that is happening in Japan right now, and some
Yes, of
stuff
course.
like like hold on.
It's okay. You were saying that anime is really fun because it portrays a lot
And
of what's
entertaining.
happening. Yeah, it portrays a lot of what's happening in Japan. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
It
How
portrays
about
their culture and
Portrays their culture. Alright. How about you, Mr. Jazz Bro, Mr. Sheen? What can you Jazz Bro, yes sir. What do you think about this topic?
seen this. Okay, and to be honest, it's really fun. Actually, anime has saved me from a lot of times in my life when I was at my lowest, when I was down. It made me rise back up and gave me motivation to do a lot, and eventually it made me into wanting to learn Japanese.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's really deep. So it gave you a lot of benefits like learning a new language.
Yes.
Very beneficial. So, Mr. Allen Senpai, going back to you. You mentioned a while back that anime portrays a lot of what's happening in Japan. But do you have any idea that some of the animes that are made are actually not for Japan but are actually fictional? Like animes like Assassination of the Classroom, Darling in the Franxx. It does not portray Japan, but it has a good story though. So what can you say about animes like that? Is it also beneficial or is it just for fun? Or
it's beneficial because the
but in the
The
sense it does
story-
not portray Japan, right? So
yes, it doesn't portray it literally in Japan, like directly,
yes.
but it portrays in a complex way, like the assassination classroom, the love of students and teachers. So the teachers
Oh.
are
Yes.
so when I can feel the emotions of the teacher, like in the
Ah.
assassination classroom. So for example, Koro Sensei was like teaching the student how to live a life full of
Yes.
joy and no regrets, and he teaches them many things that are useful for the future.
Yes.
And of course, because Koro Sensei, the teacher, sees his students are improving, so
Sorry.
of course teachers would be happy to see that.
Yes.
Teacher would be
So
very
Yeah.
happy and
it does not
joyful.
portray Japan in the city
in
wise
a direct
or in a direct way, but it portrays their personality somehow.
in a
Like
complex
Yeah,
way.
like the way the
So that you
teachers
can
handle the children. Because
Yes.
do you
It
believe?
portrays
Do
in
you
real life.
do you guys
The
believe
teachers
that?
and students.
Yes. Do you guys believe that Japan actually treats their students a lot better than they do in other countries? No shaming other countries though. But is that actually possible, or is it just because we watch anime
I
that
think
we think that way, or is it actually happening there
I
right now? What do you guys think?
I
Or
think
have you
because
researched this
they
enough?
made-
I actually think that it is because what I heard is that they don't give out homeworks or assignments yet up until the fourth grade because from the start until the fourth grade they teach manners. Is what I've heard.
So they approach their students very calmly. They don't pressure them.
Yes, in a way.
Alright. So that's
So-
good enough. So of course, guys, for the viewers out there watching, the three of us are actually, we're not just anime fans, but we also love Japan as a country and as a culture. So I think it's safe to say that we are otakus, and as people who are learning
Yeah.
to speak their language, and as people who are wanting to stay there for quite some time, are you guys aware? Me myself, are we aware that there are actually some negative things that might happen in Japan, not just all positive stuff? Because as we know, Japan is like our fantasy land, our dream land. We want to go there because we see all these good things in anime and stuff. But are we aware that, like any other countries, they have some bad things going on in there? It's not a perfect country. But are we aware of that? And are we still
Yes,
still want
we
to
are
go there?
aware.
We are aware. And in any sense, how do you approach this?
I will not sway. I will not sway with my goals and dreams. I
Or
will
in
continue to strive to
So wait,
to
alright,
continue
so
moving forward.
alright.
And I know there are disadvantages or non-beneficial things that can happen in Japan because migration is hard. We know that migration
Migration is hard
is hard.
for any other country. So that's
Yeah, when you
do
like-
this when we talk about reality, right? Because anime versus reality is of course it's a lot different, you know. But when we talk about reality, because in reality, of course, we want to go to Japan. Do these things that we don't know about Japan affect us as a person? When we talk about wanting to go there, does this affect our motives, or do we still want to go there for the same reasons? What do you guys think?
Most of what I see in animes is that they show their culture in a way in a good manner.
Yes.
We can see in anime we can see the bad manner of culture, and because that's an anime, so it's needed to be fun and
And to be
entertaining.
perfect, right?
So I
We need-
think that
yeah.
so I would say that when we go to Japan, or when you want to go to Japan, it's really not like a paradise or an utopia.
Yeah.
It's not like that. There's also like other countries like USA that are having trouble,
Yes.
or in
Yes,
Philippines
I-
having financial support or something.
Yeah.
In Japan also they're having problems with other countries or like that, or maybe in their homes and stuff.
Okay, so if we put it that way, that means that Japan is not really special, right? It's just like any other country, but we just happen to love it, right? So we're getting a little bit off topic here. Our topic for today was supposed to be, is anime fun to watch? Do you guys still agree to that phrase? Knowing that it might
I
crush
still
your
love anime.
reality, because some of us watch anime, right? We watch anime just because we want to know the feeling of actually being a Japanese or a person living in Japanese. We want to know that feeling because somehow anime portrays that, right? So do we still stand by this?
Yes, I still stand by that. It doesn't really affect me.
Doesn't
Is-
affect you?
I love anime because it's from Japan.
Yeah, so it's an art. It's an art style. It's an art of Japan. It doesn't anime doesn't entertain you because you want to go to Japan, right? You like it because it is a work of Japan. Am I right?
Yes.
Right. So that's very great. So one last question that I wanted to ask, because as we know there's a pandemic going around the world right now. Do you guys think that the fun level of anime, is it rising or is it actually just neutral?
I mean, I think it's rising because in the pandemic you can't really do that much, like except
Yeah.
for being productive and stuff or school. And there are some times like where you get bored. People might start to think that maybe anime is not that bad, and then they start watching it. And
Oh, yeah.
so Alan Senpai is gone. Oh, he's back.
Alan Senpai just got disconnected. So as you said, Jazz, the anime level is rising because of the pandemic. People have nothing to do, but they're in their house, right? So they just
Yeah.
they want to check it out. So do you think? Of course,
Because
of
there's
course,
there's no other choice, man.
yeah. There's no other choice. So you're saying that pandemic.
So
Pandemic.
there's a little options in the house.
Yeah, so you think that
Options.
pandemic is a big part of why anime fans are rising, right? The pandemic, the COVID-19,
Yeah. Are
part of
increasing,
the
yes.
reason.
Yes.
So going off on that
Yeah.
note, guys, it seems to be
Because
that
people nowadays
they don't have any other choice but to watch
are into
anime.
that.
Yeah. So of
Yeah.
course that
Into
makes
online
us happy as anime
stuff,
fans.
Facebook.
Because then we
Yeah.
know that people actually enjoy it, you know? It's not just any cartoons, but it teaches you lessons, right? On that note,
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
the anime and the cartoons are very different.
very different,
They may
right?
look alike in a way,
Because of the
but-
animation,
but their life
their
and
story,
culture, not the animation,
Yeah.
but
the
yeah,
story,
their
the culture,
It's
the
interesting
lessons.
that-
and stuff.
yeah.
It really portrays the life of the author, maybe the life of someone else, the
Yes.
life of the author, someone else, or maybe his
Yeah.
memories
So it's
about the
anime is
situation.
basically just like your typical movie, right? But it's just animated.
Yeah,
Whereas for cartoons, except for the adult cartoons,
It's,
they're made for
um,
like children, right? They're
yes, it's like nonsensical. Their cartoons are
nonsensical.
sometimes.
Nonsensical.
Most of them.
Yeah.
Alright. So going out on that note, of course the fans are rising due to the COVID-19. So with that said, guys, it is now proven that COVID-19 is not really that much of a negative thing.
Bad thing.
Because
it's not
because
really a bad
because
thing, but
because one thing that made it positive is that more people got into anime and Japan as a culture.
Got
So
into
of
anime.
course benefits us. So
yes,
that this COVID-19 is of course a really negative thing and it is the end of the world because it does have its benefits. Am I right, ladies and
Yes.
gentlemen?
Yes, I
no
agree.
ladies here, only gentlemen, boy.
Yeah, we are only gentlemen.
Eh,
So on that note, guys, we are the Cultured Network. I am Matt.
So
This is Alan
I am
Senpai.
Alan,
And this is of course
still
Mr.
as
Shin.
guapos ever.
Yes, and we are your hosts for the Cultured Network podcast for today. We are now signing out.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, see you in
Oh,
the next
sama-
episode.
sayonara.
Sayonara.